Addiction, defined as the fact or condition of being addicted to a particular substance, thing, or activity, or rather an inability to stop using a substance or engaging in a behavior even though it is causing psychological and physical harm. There are many addictions, both healthy and unhealthy. Perhaps you have an addiction to reading books because it gives you a psychological calming sensation. Or perhaps you are addicted to going to the gym because the feeling of being healthy and exercising your body gives you happiness. These are positive addictions known to strengthen our life and make our lives worth living. But what causes an addiction? What's the science behind addiction? How do we know if we are addicted to something, someone, or some substance? Genetics, personality traits, concurrent mental health disorders, developmental factors, social factors, and drug characteristics can all play a role in addiction. But what truly makes you addicted is a reaction in the brain, particularly in the brain's reward circuits. The reward system drives us to repeat natural things we enjoy or need to do to survive, like eating when we're hungry. This triggers the release of a chemical called dopamine in the brain, which rewards us with a sense of calm or pleasure. After time, the brain may be rewired, needing this higher level of dopamine. In fact, over time the brain requires more and more dopamine just to feel normal. But what does this mean, and how does this cause an addiction? Let's say every day you are scrolling through a social media app on your phone. The first few days or even a week you get a high level of pleasure from scrolling through for just 15 minutes. But one day all of a sudden after 15 minutes, you don't feel fulfilled and pleasured. So you continue to scroll for another 15 minutes. Finally you get that sense of a high. But the next week you have to scroll for an hour. And then the next week you have to scroll for longer. Then it gets to a point that you're subconsciously scrolling through your phone without even thinking or realizing it, just to feel normal. This is an example of an addiction. Your body is craving the dopamine release, but due to the constant sense of pleasure, your brain rewires itself to need more and more dopamine just for you to feel normal. The most dangerous part of addiction and these unnaturally elevated dopamine levels is frightening. Have you ever wondered why music doesn't sound the same as it used to, or being outdoors doesn't feel as refreshing? Perhaps you generally don't feel as happy as you did once before, but you don't understand why. Addictions take away all of the real happiness in your life due to exhausting your dopamine levels and rewiring your baseline, whereas the true natural activities that you are supposed to enjoy, listening to music, exercising, playing with your dog, socializing, being outdoors, hobbies, will never fulfill that unnatural rewired baseline dopamine level. It's time to begin to attract and become the best version of yourself. Cutting out your addictions will allow your body to rebaseline, and therefore you will begin to feel the natural happiness that you've felt before.